Hunter is in Dallas, Texas. Hi, Hunter. What's up?
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Hey, my wife and I own some coffee shops. We have about 100 employees, and we did $4.2 million last year. And my question is, we have some SBA loans, we have some vehicle loans, and then we have some personal debt. And so we're just unsure which one is the priority to attack, personal or business, and what you would recommend.
Well, they're all personal. The SBA loans were signed personally. So technically, legally, They're all personal. I mean, we can separate them for discussion purposes between business and home. So you've got vehicle, SBA, and what was the other one?
Just personal debt. Yeah, on the business, just SBAs and vehicles.
Oh, okay. All right. So why is a coffee shop buying vehicles?
Well, we do some deliveries and things.
Oh, okay.
And then we do have our personal vehicles in there as well. We thought we were being smart, write-offs.
Yeah. You figured out it wasn't. Okay. So now, how much debt do we have on vehicles?
On vehicles, we have about $270,000.
How many vehicles?
4. The bulk of that is our personal vehicles. They're very expensive.
Okay. All right. You made 4.2. What was your net profit?
About 15% of that, and then I have a day job as well, and I make about $250 doing that.
Okay, so you're making $250 at your day job, and then you made $500 on the coffee shops.
Yeah, and it's going to be more this year. We'll do about $5.5 this year.
Okay, so you got a $750,000 household income.
Yes.
Last year. All right. And you owe $200,000, was it $250 on cars?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then the SBA loan was how much?
The SBA loans are about $1 million. They're all split up.
Okay. How many different ones?
5.
Okay. So they're a couple hundred each average.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've got and then you've got other personal debt, you said. What is that?
I've got a mortgage. Well, right now I have IRS debt of $55 that I'm going to have done in the next 30 days because that's bothering me. And then I have a mortgage of 1.9. I have a HELOC of 200. I have a flip house of 280. I got debt everywhere.
You're a busy guy. You're flipping houses, running 11 coffee shops, and have a full-time job.
Yeah, something like that. My wife is busy. I started, and she has to finish it.
Yeah. Okay. When's the flip house done?
Hopefully in the next 90 days, and then we can get that sold.
Stop that.
Yes, sir.
Quit doing that. Concentrate on your stinking business. You're making plenty of money in your business. Focus on the dance with the girl that brought you, man. All right. So, well, the first step to getting out of debt is deciding I don't want to borrow money ever again. And so if you haven't decided that, because so far the list you've given me is you've never met a debt you didn't like.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Yeah, the first step is you got to go, I'm done. The way I've been doing this is driving me crazy. It's not bringing me peace. I make way too much money to feel this broke. Crap, man, You're even behind with the IRS. That makes no sense at all. So have you got that fixed, by the way, so that system so that the IRS gets paid on time from now on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Because you make a buku loads of money, Hunter. You're killing it. What do you do? What's your day job?
I'm a consultant. I develop commercial property across the country.
Okay. Wow, man, you're amazing. I'm so proud of your income. So what I would do is set the mortgage aside. It's what we call baby step 6 if you call the Ramsey show. When you start talking about our financial stuff with Ramsey, we pay off the mortgage as a separate baby step. Okay? The IRS is gone. The flip house is gone. As soon as it's gone, okay? So we're down to mortgage, $1 million SBA, and $250 on cars. Did I miss something?
No, sir.
Okay, mortgage drops off to baby step 6, and then what I would do is I would just list these cars, smallest to largest, and pay them off in that order, doing a traditional debt snowball is what we would call it. Now, if you're making $750,000 a year, how fast do you pay off $250,000 worth of cars?
Hopefully in a year or less.
Or less, yeah. And hopefully is not doesn't start the sentence. Okay, we're going to pay this off making $750,000. For God's sakes, it leaves you $500,000. Okay, after you paid it off, right? So we're going to pay it off in a year. We're going to pay it off in a year or less, not hopefully. And we're going to get on a budget. We're going to quit buying stuff unless we pay for it. Okay, we're going to budget at work. We're going to budget at home. And that's good, just financial planning. It's good, you're running good P&Ls and stuff at work. You're projecting your profits and what you're going to do with them. And then I would separate off the SBA loans and leave them at work. And what we teach EntreLeaders to do with that kind of debt is a little different than the personal debt at home. And I would say, okay, from the coffee shops, the SBA loans are all associated with the coffee shops, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so from the coffee shops, I'm making $400K or $500K, somewhere in that range. And when I run my net profits, you don't need an income out of the coffee shops. You can exist on your $250.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
At home, you can exist on $250.
Especially with the cars gone and everything.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly. No car debt of any kind, no debt of any kind except the 1.9 mortgage. You can exist on $250 with a household budget. You and your wife put together a budget, live on your income. Does she have an income other than the coffee shops?
No, sir. She runs the coffee shops.
Okay. All right. So I would let her and you do whatever work you do on the coffee shops for free for now until we get these SBA loans cleared. Now, what I would do then is say, all right, I'm going to close the books each month and say my net profit is X for that month on the 11 coffee shops. Agreed? Now, Then I'm going to take 20 to 30% of that net profit number and set it aside in the business for retained earnings. And I don't know how strong your cash needs are or your volatility is. The stronger your cash needs are and the stronger the volatility is, the more I'm going to lean to the 30% side. If you've got this thing dialed in and there's not a lot of cash needs, lean it down to the 20% side. I'm going to take the remaining 70 or 80% each month and throw it at the smallest SBA loan.
Okay.
All right. And so what that tells me is that once the cars are gone and once we start this process, which might be 6 months from now or so, before you actually start doing this, because in the meantime, you got to get the cars cleared, okay? And I use some of this money to clear the cars. You're bringing everything home till you get the cars cleared. And just pay your minimum payments on the SBAs. Once they're done, then we're going to go back to work and quit bringing anything home. We're going to throw it all at the debt or retained earnings. Now, if we did that, let's just run some numbers. Let's say $500,000, 20% be $100,000. That's $400,000 a year going towards debt. You got $1 million. In my calculator, that says 30 months, you're done. 2.5 years.
Amazing. And then use cash, build cash up and open new stores. Exactly.
Open new stores with cash, and then guess what happens? The cash stacks so fast.
I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, when you don't have all this stuff hanging over your head, I mean, just think, if you're used to paying off debt to the tune of $400,000 or $500,000 a year, and then you don't have any debt, you know what you got? $400,000 or $500,000 a year laying there. What's it cost to open a store?
About $350.
Yeah, so you can open a store a year. Oh, wait a minute, It's going to get better. Then you can open a store every 6 months. Oh, wait a minute, then it's going to even get better. You'll be able to open a store every quarter because your cash flow is going to continue to build every time you open a store and every time you don't have debt. So, and the stability and sustainability factors, the risk factors are incredible on this. You're going to love where you're going to. So basically, if we take 6 months and get rid of the cars and we take 2.5 years and do the other, we got a 3-year plan here and you're debt-free but the house.
Love it.
That's what we laid out. And that's the formula I would use, the different formulas I would use. And then I am going to start taking some chunks home. I'd like to get that house paid off. That'd be a nice thing.
Okay.
Be a nice thing to own 12 or 14 paid-for coffee shops and a paid-for $5 million house that I used to owe 1.9 on or whatever the flip it's worth. And that's what, no, it's more than that. That's 7 years from now. Yeah, because you got an expensive house. But yeah, you've done really, really good. And then curb your appetite. Keep your appetite for cars and other things that you're doing down within your cash budget. If we don't pay for it, we don't do it. Because otherwise we end up right back in this dadgum mess again, and you don't want to do this. Man, you got this thing going on. Now take advantage of it. I mean, you got bumper crop, man. You got a great crop coming in, you know? So take advantage of while the sun is shining. Make hay while the sun shines, the farmer said, right? That's what you need to do right now. You got all kinds of cash. Use it smart so that when someday things aren't going quite as smooth, you're in a much better condition. Wow. Very cool, Hunter. You're a stud, man. This is the EntreLeadership podcast.